In this short video, I want to look at some of the sneaky questions, insinuations that the devil, Shaitan, sometimes puts to us in our thoughts. And this is a very, very interesting realm of unseen attacks on human beings. And I'm going to read a few paragraphs from this book, The Muslim's Guide to Modernity by Sirkil Sharif. And he writes in chapter 38, the chapter is titled Better the Devil You Know Than the Devil You Don't. And he quotes Guy Eaton, the English Muslim author who died several years ago. In one of his books, Guy Eaton wrote this: "It is a pity that so few people believe any longer in Shaitan, the devil. If not in a personalized form, then at least as an influence or a tendency. We need to be able to identify evil, not only when it manifests itself in genocide or torture, but also in its roots and its ramifications. We also need to understand how subtly it can operate behind the scenes, seldom showing its true face." Now, this quote's actually from a book called Remembering God, Reflections on Islam. And this is the book which I have. This is the first ever book on Islam I ever read. I remember I bought it from Waterstones in Piccadilly in London. And I was a Christian at the time. And I think in some way, when I'd finished reading it, in my heart, at the end of it, I'd become a Muslim, even though intellectually I was still pretty much a Christian. But something had changed within me. Such was the power of this remarkable work, one of several that Guy Eaton has left us, Remembering God, Reflections on Islam. I do recommend it. But back to our book. He continues, "Unlike the fictional Sauron of The Lord of the Rings," this is the book by Tolkien, of course, "the idea of the devil in Islam is that of a real being, an agent of spite, malice, and great evil, who inverts values, making evil seem good and good seem evil. The Quran states, 'But the devil made their foul deeds seem fair to them.'" How true. "But the devil made their foul deeds seem fair to them." Quran 16:63. Nowhere is this better seen than in our current age. Having lost the gift of faith in the one true God and of the Abrahamic morality that is so tightly bound to it, today's monoculture is a far greater threat to Muslim faith or practice than were the various shades of colonialism that once imposed themselves forcefully over much of the Muslim world. For today's threat to religion isn't overt. Rather, it is subtle and insidious, because it appeals to the traitor within our own breasts like never before. As the Quran says, "He who whispers into the breasts of men." That's Quran 114 verse 5. These whispers are directed less at weakening moral uprightness, though that is a gateway to disbelief, but to attacking the very essence of faith itself in a series of questions. How can you be certain there is anything beyond this world of the senses? How can you believe in what is unseen, unheard, unfelt? How can you believe in what is unproven by science? And how can you not believe in the truths of the liberal world order with its liberating freedoms? Such insinuations pose a far greater danger to faith in terms of scope and intensity than has any previous plan of the accursed devil. In fact, today's monoculture is nothing less than Babylon gone ballistic. End quote. So that's a fascinating insight. And he refers in quotes to Surah 114, one of the last chapter, really, of the Quran. In this translation of the Clear Quran, it says, "In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful, say, O Prophet, I seek refuge in the Lord of mankind, the master of mankind, the God of mankind, from the evil of the lurking whisperer, who whispers into the hearts of humankind, from among jinn and humankind. So the devil here whispering, insinuating these lies, these deceptions into our hearts. Quite extraordinary. There's the 114th Surah Al-Nas in the Quran. So I think that's all I really wanted to share. This is the book I read from, A Muslim's Guide to Modernity, full of beautifully short reflections on the state of Muslim faith in the modern world. I do recommend it if you have a chance to read it. Until next time.